spending a lot of time with his granddaughters and
Yeah, I mean, his family's close now, so that's kind of nice. I don't think he's really been this close before to his family, so I know I know he's probably enjoying that a lot.
So, Brent, I'm Jen Lewis with Wells Fargo, with Three Chicks in a Pod and Newstead Group Media. Sorry, now you know my real job too. What is it that you're looking forward to the most coming to NC State? That you know, because I know you had a great career with the Cavs, but what are you looking forward to the most with NC State?
I would say just winning games. I think we have a schedule that's set up to, you know, if we take care of business and we come out there winning games, we could have a really special season. Especially just, I think with the big time games that are going to be on our schedule, and then the ACC splitting or getting rid of divisions, I think we have a really good chance to be that top 2 teams, go to the ACC championship. And I'm just looking forward to just playing with this group of guys. If that sounds too cliche, I'm looking forward to a new set of guys and just going out in the field, turning the switch on, and go out and playing hard with them, and just see how it goes.
So you had a great little segue there for my next question. With ACC getting rid of the divisions, who are you most excited to play that you haven't played a lot or at all?
I haven't played Notre Dame yet. We have to play them week 2. I missed them in 21. I wish I would have got to play them. But yeah, I'm looking forward to them. I'm looking forward to every game. So I think they're all so crucial, so we can't look past any of them. So I'm just looking forward to putting our best foot forward and taking every game on, because it's gonna come down to that. I think once later on in the season, we're gonna start to see the records sprinkle out and start to figure out like how much each game's gonna be worth to some teams. Like this last game might be worth like everything for them just to even get to the ACC championship. So I think it's gonna be a cool season to see how it all finishes out.
Has the transition been easier than you thought it would be here in Raleigh, Charlottesville?
I mean,
and why?
Yeah, just because I lived on myself for 5 straight years. I'm used to living away from home. You know, it was a lot different coming in from high school, which most of the time it is. But I'm used to living on my own. Obviously having roommates, but being away from home. This is just another quick move. I settled in. We're ready to go. Football is all I'm really focused on. So it was a super easy transition.
The decision to come to...
to come here?
Oh, no. You asked the first question. This is my second question.
Yeah.
But your decision to come to NC State, is it living up to everything that you thought it would be when you decided to come?
100%. I'm just waiting to play some football. Like, that's all I'm really waiting for. We've had our training. I've done a lot of that. I'm just kind of ready to get out in the football field and just kind of put things together and get ready for the season.
It kind of felt like when you first came in spring, there was a little bit of a quarterback controversy on who's going to go ahead and take that. But like now here we are coming up in the fall, and it's kind of like clear cut now. So what was it that you did right to be in this position that you're in?
Well, don't get me wrong. MJ is one heck of a player. Like that dude is going to be very successful in college, 100%. My job is to have this year, and then I'm gonna, he can have the rest. In a sense, right? Like, so yeah, that's my thought. I think I have a lot of left in the tank. I have a chip on my shoulder from last year, and that's what I'm looking to do is just come out here and kind of explode again, like I did in 21, I guess. That's my goal.
How close do you feel to that 2021 Vernon?
I don't think he ever left. It's just the circumstances in 2022. Like people ask me, can you get back to that guy? I was like, I don't think he's ever left. I'm 2 years older, 1 year older than what I was in 21. So he hasn't really gone too far. He just needs to come back. So.
What do you mentioned it up there, being you and just kind of in the offense. What last year just kind of didn't let you be you?
A lot of things. I mean, like. I get asked this question all the time. There's no pinpoint of what it was. There was a lot of different things going on. I was trying to have a great attitude towards it all, but it gets frustrating week in and week out. You try to restart, flip the page, and say, let's come back out next week. And after 6 next weeks, it's like you're dead tired, you're frustrated. So that's kind of where it got to. And so I'm just don't want to go back to that.
Are you excited to go back to Charlottesville? It's only
it's going to be great.
Away,
yeah, it's going to be great. I'm going to treat it like any other game. How big it's an ACC game, so it's a big game for us. Like I said up there, I was like, you might get some boos, you might get some cheers. I don't know what I'm going to get, but basically playing at home, home field advantage for me. Maybe not for the rest of our guys, but for me, home field advantage.
I know you don't love to look back, but when you think about the way they
change the offense at Virginia? Obviously, they've got a vision and a system, but there could have been a more gradual kind of blending of what you. Is there a part of you that wishes they had given it a little bit more gradual transition?
Yeah, that's selfish though, but that's selfish for me to say. Yeah, I wish it was more gradual. But then yet again, it's not my program. It's not. It's Coach Elliott's and their direction and what they want to do. So I was just trying to buy into it and try to be the best I could, and it just wasn't working. With the pieces we had and what was going on, it just wasn't working. So that's why the decision was made for me to move on.
Do you think that those
that chip something that's real, or are you just looking for something to motivate you until you come up with a chip?
No, I mean I played like crap last season. I mean, if I'm going to get to the NFL, which is my goal, I can't play like that. So there's a lot at stake, but I feel like I have a good mindset going out and into it because there can be pressure, and I can put pressure on myself, which I do because I expect a lot from myself. So I have a good balance of how I, in a sense, treat myself because I do put pressure on myself. But yeah, no, the thing's real. I mean, I don't know if you looked at 2022, but I ain't going to the NFL like that. So we got to get back. We got to get back on track.
Talk to me a little bit. Talk to me a little bit about your roommate.
Sorry, which one we have too?
Ladies first.
Yeah, ladies first. Sorry.
What was your impression of NC State as a program?
Oh, blue collar, just hard nosed. I've been playing him in 2020. My first time playing him because in 2018 we came to Carter Finley, but I didn't play. Bryce Perkins was starting at the time. So playing in 2020, I was like, holy smokes. Because after so long, like a quarter in, you're like, all right, I got to feel. I know how the game's feeling. And those guys were flying around, hitting hard. Like, I could feel it. And that's when I got knocked out. I got concussed, and I got knocked out of the game. And there it was. But, no, I knew they played really hard. And then obviously going in spring against them, I mean, it's just a tough defense. Like, thank goodness we just got to do it in practice. Like, it's a tough defense to go against. It really is. With the personnel we have and just the style they do it with, like just the scheme they're trying to play with, yeah, I'm glad we only got to do it once. Like, just like spring game and in practice, that's it. We only got to do it once. Yeah, it's tough.
Brendan, I know you said that you want to treat it just like any other game when you go back to Scott, but with your glance over at the other sideline and realize
I'm gonna know every one of them.
Well, Devin and Deshaun not there, like maybe they're a little bit extra emotion potentially at that point.
Oh man, well I feel like I've done a really good job. At least handling it from personally myself. With being able to have a chance to go to their funerals and being around their family and celebrating. Having the funerals was more of a celebration. The way they did it was awesome. Like, I'm telling you what, I've never experienced it in my life. The way we got to celebrate their lives with their family, with our team. It really kind of put a lot of the feelings to bed, like all the feelings I was feeling. Like, I feel like that was a good closure. And that's why I handled the transfer portal the way I did after the funerals and everything like that. So I think I've dealt with it really well. I think I'd be dealing with it different if I was still at Virginia because it's so prominent. I'm kind of removed from it. Even though I know, like I said, I still got the boys with me, but like I think I'd be dealing with it different if I was there instead of being here at NC State. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to seeing the guys, but it's game time when we go there. So, and I'm sure they're the same way when they see me. I guarantee they're trying to knock my head off. So.
You said you know Sean Brown's background. You know Sean Brown's background. Have you ever talked to Sean at all?
Sean Brown, yeah, on our defense.
Have you talked to him about Devin at all?
No.
They were high school teammates.
I did not know that. No, I mean I know Sean. He calls Hammond for us on defense all the time, but I didn't know that.
He hits hard.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're familiar with Robert's offense because of your shared experiences there. But how about in terms of the overall offense? How is everyone else kind of adjusted to the change there?
Well, I think, like I said, I think they're very eager because they felt like they kind of were I don't know what to call it. They didn't hold up their end of the bargain. They felt that, and I felt like when I came in, I was just feeling the eagerness from the guys. Like they're like ready to work, and I think Coach and I beating them at Syracuse and kind of giving them, causing their number one defense some trouble. I think he has a lot of credibility coming in for the guys. They understand that, they see that, so they're eager, and that's all. Like I said up there on the stage, that's all I can ask for. These guys are just willing to work hard and play hard. That's all I want as a quarterback.
Talk to me a little bit about your roommate, Bradley Rosner, kind of living with him and what's it like having him in the offense now?
Yeah, so he's living. I was by myself now. He's stepping in with me for fall camp. I think he has his own place eventually, but he's going to be with me. So, I mean, it's going to be a great way to connect with someone new right away. You know, I'll at least be a voice for him. You know, I'll probably be just trying to help him out as an offense as we go. You know, him being able to step in so soon. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I'm used to roommates. It was different for me not having roommates this year. So hopefully I can be helpful for him football-wise, and hopefully we can just develop a great relationship outside of football for the small amount of time we're going to have at the apartment with fall camp coming up. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
You said the pieces didn't fit last year. Do you think that offense can work and what they're doing?
I mean, it worked at Clemson, right? They also had, I mean, they were studs all around at Clemson too. So it's just like, it's one of those things. It's like, I think they talked about the gradual transformation into the offense. Like, yeah, if you get the pieces to do it, it's just it was hard all at once with not the pieces, you know? So that's just my opinion. That doesn't really matter. I think the offense is going to be successful. It was successful already. It was shown to be successful. So it just didn't fit us at the right time. It fit us at that point. So that is what it is, just timing.
But first of all, I just saw the pieces there to the new offense. Rob there, I guess. Is that
Oh yeah, I mean, with a Coach and I's offense, everyone I keep saying the worryingness of the wide receivers. Like Coach and I's offense, we get guys to play higher with higher potential. Like, we get guys in good positions to be successful. That's kind of why he's been so successful. With us and transferring to Syracuse one year, going 6-0 until their quarterback got there, like they were on a roll. I think just getting guys in position to be successful, giving them confidence. I think that's the big key, confidence. And letting them line up quick, play fast, know what they're supposed to do quick. It's a recipe for success. It really is. It makes things a lot easier on practice. And so that's what we're looking forward to doing here.
Yeah, I'm sure you did a lot of reflection, but at some point where you're like, well, I saw my offensive lineman, my tight ends in the NFL, Billy Kemp gets injured, like things all around you, plus the coaches. You know, departures from the year before. It wasn't just one thing. There was a lot going on.
It was a big shake-up, right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to blame it on that because I knew what I was coming back to, and I thought we could be successful. It just didn't work out. Like, I knew our tight end was gone. I knew our boys up front were gone. But I was optimistic, and I wanted to give it a go. Like I wanted to end my career there, so I gave it a go. It didn't work, so that's why I'm in the portal. That's why I went to the portal, and now I'm here. So that's all I could ask for. I gave it a shot, just didn't work.
Do you feel like the embodiment of ACC 2023 from one, proud program to another here as a transfer? And there's so many things here, and you're at Media Day.
Sorry, what was it?
Do you feel like you're just embody the ACC in 2023? I mean, you're kind of
Do I embody?
Like you're very much college football.
I feel old. I don't know if I embody. I've been around. I guess I've been around the ACC. I've seen tons of familiar faces. Being in this being my third year here, I've seen a bunch of familiar faces. Yeah, and I guess it's cool. It's cool in a way. I don't know if I embody the ACC though. I try to be presentable.
Yeah, I just meant that like the transfer portal, two different schools, quarterback with an extra year eligibility. I mean, there's so many things that you represent.
Yeah, I try. I try to just represent myself in a good way, and hopefully people enjoy it. Yeah, I don't know.
So Brendan,
thanks. Sorry.
New offensive coordinator and new starting quarterback, and a lot of people don't really know what to expect from this offense. What should people be expecting when you guys are the field day one?
I mean, we still got a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
So the expectations, everyone expects the highest of the high, right? I think we can expect to try to be the best ACC offense in the ACC. If we're that, we're in good shape.
And
that's all we can really ask for.
Is there an element of that offense that people aren't aware of that you got to make known? Is it a player?
If I was, I probably wouldn't say it.
Yeah. You don't want to give the giveaway.
Yeah, no giveaways, but I'm just looking for, like I said, I think fall camp's going to be really enjoyable just because we get to see guys start to really hone in on a lot of things and we get to see guys step up.
Out there, you talked about how Coach and you hated him in the first 2 years.
Yeah, he was on my tail constantly. I was a young buck, 18, 19. Oh, he was on my butt about everything. So, Yeah, didn't enjoy it much.
Was there a specific instance or story that you remember that was really on your tail? And then
I mean, there was just not really like a specific. I just remember at practice, like just getting ripped, just about decisions, and I'm like, yeah, but I thought it was this. And there's no thinking, there's no thoughts, and I've quickly learned that when you say I thought, it's not a really good response. You know, you at least got to say why you think. Tell them what happened and why. Not saying I thought something and you could be completely wrong. So, yeah, just a lot of rips. It just ripped into me a lot. And being young, I didn't take it well.
What was the moment where your feelings changed towards Coach Knight?
Well, I think I just started maturing. And I think I was like, okay, like, he's not me. It's not personal. When you're younger, you take it all personal. And you start to understand like the reason why he's doing it, and it's just who he is too. It's just one of his characteristics of coaching. So I think I just started maturing. I didn't really change him. I just kind of just changed the way how I looked at it, and then we became tighter. I mean, as years go on, we become tighter.
Brennan.
At NC State and this mantra of blue collar work ethic and kind of the history of being, some people would say slept on, others accepted very little from in terms of NC State historically. How does that align with you or fit with who you are and what you expect from yourself this season?
I mean, I think I played with toughness as a quarterback. That's just how I play. It's not some thought. It's just how I play the game. I grew up that way. My dad, mom, small town. Dad's a steel worker. Just my environment growing up, I think, is another reason why the way I am. Like, and that's why I fit this culture, this blue collar mentality. I guess being from Ohio also just like sets a precedent, a blue collar rural area, like not much going on. But I think it was my upbringing, and then I transferred that into football, and then I kind of just transferred that into the culture Coach Dorn's built, and it fits well. I think that's just how I've got to be so familiar and bought into the culture.
Between Virginia and now NC State, what makes the competition in the ACC so exciting for you?
Oh man, I mean, each week is so important. There's really good teams, and you can't bat an eye each week. You just got to focus on the next game. Week 1, week 2, week 3, just keep chopping away at the schedule. Like I said earlier, I think that at the end of the season, it's going to be really cool to see how it all filters out. And this one game could mean one thing, this game for this team could mean something. So, if you just go 12-0, you'll be all right. So hopefully we can do that. But I think it's just going to be a super cool year for the ACC, especially no divisions. I think there's some like really good teams that are like out there that are going to maybe not surprise, but just they're there in the ACC. So I think it's just going to be a tight race.
What are your thoughts on that? No divisions in the ACC.
Oh, I think it's cool. I think it's great. I mean, as a championship game, you want the best two teams. The SEC, you kind of got that in a sense, just because of the way the two sides were with the certain dominant teams on each side. But ACC, it kind of wasn't like that. It was kind of one lopsided a little bit, being from the Coastal, playing at the Coastal. So I think fans, what people want are the best two in the championship game, and I think that's what you're going to get.
What's the feeling on the NC State side now that they're not going to have to go through Clemson? They may actually land up. You guys may land up playing Clemson in the championship game.
We play Clemson in the regular season. Yeah, so we got to play them. So we got to go through them. But I think you'll probably you'll probably see a team get played twice. The game gets played twice, just based upon, I guess, projections and all that. But you probably see a lot of teams maybe play twice because they play in the regular season or they play in the championship game.
Well, I mean, State always looked at, hey, Clemson was on the top, so even if you played them during regular season, it was hard being on the.
Oh, it's hard just to keep up. Yeah, you got to win that game.
Because now you don't have divisions. So.
Yeah, so technically, if you do so happen to drop one, you can still be all right, or whatever it may be. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. You won't be held from the ACC championship game if something does, if you do lose a game or something like that.
What's the best football memory that you have at an away stadium?
I'm trying to think now. There's a lot of games being played. I'm trying to think if anything sticks out. I mean, Virginia Tech Stadium was always nuts. That was, I guess, the crowd was pretty wild. I'm trying to think if there's any like funny things that's happened to me in Millway Stadium. I can't think of any right now. I'm mind blanking.
Next question.
Yeah, next question. Yeah.
Brendan, you've been in the ACC. This will be your 6th season, but you've never played a regular season game at Carter Finley. How excited are you, and what would be a message you have to NC State fans?
Yeah, no, I'm super excited. It's going to be a surreal feeling just coming out of the locker room, coming out of the tunnel, running on to that field with the fans in new colors for me. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. The fans, I mean, just come out and show out, be loud, have fun, tailgate your butt off, do whatever you got to do. Just make it loud for the opponents, and our job is to just have a good product on the field for y'all. That's my main goal today.
Brendan, I wanted to ask about